Welcome to Paint a Beautiful Picture. Will you pray with me a moment today? Oh God, help us all to learn, even me, especially me, and help me to communicate clearly today. In Jesus' name, amen. There is no question being a parent is the hardest job in the world. I've actually had quite a few conversations with people lately since I began the video series, and whether you have a toddler or an adult child, there is nothing easy about parenting. I just want to acknowledge that for all of us. If you're feeling discouraged, if you're wondering if you're going to make it, if you're losing your mind, if you're extremely frustrated, I just want you to know I have a lot of compassion and frankly, probably a lot of understanding about what you're going through. And my genuine goal is to help you succeed, to help you find joy in being a parent, and to even help you cope with the really challenging parts of it so that you do better and feel better about it. I just want you to know about my heart and where I'm coming from when I talk to you today. Today, we're going to talk about being affectionate with your words. Do you know, because I'm sure you do, that in some conversations with people, when they say things to you like, "You are so stupid. You are really pathetic. What is wrong with you?" that those words reach your heart and they hurt. In fact, sometimes words are almost more painful than if somebody just hauled off and slapped you. We have to be aware that our words can be affectionate, and our words can build, and our words can bring life. And our words can kill, and our words can destroy, and our words can cause a great deal of pain. So we need to be conscious of our words. I once heard a really wise physician say, if you're angry and you're upset, you can do two things. One, take a very deep breath. Before you speak, because it gives you a few seconds to clear your mind, or say right out loud, I am not ready to talk to you right now because I'm probably going to say things I'll be sorry for later. And so I'm going to leave and I'll be back. And you leave. You know, when we're really angry and things are really going on, we want our say. And the other guy wants his too. And sometimes the very best thing we can do is give ourselves a few minutes. I grant you, with a child who is under 2, you probably don't get that luxury. So maybe you're only going to get 2 or 3 minutes. But sometimes still, the best possibility is step away rather than saying things that later you'll wish you had not, but which you can never get back. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, you're in your local grocers or you're at Walmart, and suddenly, because they have such a great audience, your child decides it's a wonderful time to pitch a fit. So they throw themselves on the ground and they're thrashing their arms and their legs and they're screaming, I hate you! I hate you! And you're so embarrassed and you want to grab them off the floor and shake them. And I kid you not, the best thing you can do is walk away. I didn't have either one of my sons who pitched fits, but actually, I was a person who pitched fits when I was younger because I had my next older sibling who was the best fit pitcher in the world, and I followed his example. Uh, and my mom and dad did not understand this, and so we got worse and worse and worse. But let me give you a piece of information that might help you. Sometimes I did do this with my kids when they acted badly. I would say, you know what? You may stand right here and do whatever you like, but I have things to do. So I'm moving on. And I would just start walking away with the cart. I promise you, if you do that with a child who's pitching a fit really calmly, just say to them, this isn't going to get you what you want. And I have things to do. I'm moving on. And walk away. I promise you, that kid will be like, and they will get up and come with you. I've seen it. I've told it to hundreds of parents, and they said, wow, that actually works. Yes, yes, it does. You have to understand your child is not in control of themselves. They are not in control of their emotions, and they are certainly not in control of their world. One of the best things you can do to help your child know that you love them, that you have great affection for them, is to have control over yourself, demonstrate control over your emotional state, and prove to them that you have a certain level of control over them and their environment. I want to tell you something really important today that we will talk about again soon, and that is the difference between influence and control. None of us like controlling people. None of us like people who want to force us into a behavior or an ideology or anything else. We want someone to influence us by their wisdom, by their concern, by their interest. Do you know that when your child is small and they don't have any control, we do need to exercise a certain level of control? But it's far better for us to use influence. I'll just give you that little foretaste of glory divine because that one is coming really soon. All right, and so that child is out of control. We, as parents, you as a parent, need to demonstrate control. One of the ways to do that is know when to stay, know when to walk away. When they're acting really horribly, it is a good decision to walk away. Now, I don't mean go all the way through Walmart and do all your shopping and never get the kid back. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm saying walk 30, 40 feet away, straight down the aisle. They're still within the line of vision if you turn around. I understand public opinion may come into play here. You may hear people go, I can't believe that mother just did that. I can't believe that dad just talked to their kid like that. And do you know what? Those people don't live at your house. They don't live with your children. They don't know your child. And very truthfully, it isn't their business. So who cares what they say? I mean it. You have to get to that place. I told you recently you can't live your life based on whether or not you're embarrassed about your child or what they did or said. Well, this is a perfect example. You don't live your life based upon whether you're embarrassed. You live and you act appropriately based upon what is good and healthy for your child. And this is a good choice. Now that we've established that you are the parent and the decisions that you make that are good for your children don't need to be unduly influenced by public opinion or those who are standing around you, let me give you another example. So you're dealing with a child and he has had a horrible, terrible, really bad day. I mean, just got up on the wrong side of the bed somehow and has been grumpy and uncooperative and nasty, and you are fed up with this attitude. In fact, this chunky attitude has been influencing yours, as we all know it does. I'm going to again give you two suggestions because not everything works for every person, and I recognize that fact. Okay, so one of your possibilities is this. It does demonstrate to a child that he or she has control over themselves more than they might have thought. They have to be about between, I would say, about 3.5 and 6, and it depends on the child's maturity level when they're ready to handle this. But you look at them and say, you are obviously having a very challenging day today. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but you have control over your own emotional state. And I don't have to put up with your really lousy attitude. So you need to go into your room. You may not watch TV. You may not play electronics. You may not play with your Megatron. You may not anything. You go into your room and you sit on your bed and you think about what's going on with you. Where's your lousy attitude coming from? And when you are ready, you come out here and you say, Mom, Dad, I'm really sorry. I had a really crummy attitude today, and now I'm going to do better. And you put them in their room. Now, the first time, they're not going to stay in there 10 seconds. They're going to come bounding back off the bed and out the door and go, okay, I thought about it. It doesn't seem that your attitude is much better. You need to go back. This is a matter of consistency. You're going to have to follow through and help them go. And with some children, maybe the first time or two, you might actually have to sit with them and be quiet. Make sure your posture is calm and your heart is calm. Don't say anything. Let them deal with it. Again, this is about where when we've been an example and we've had a really hard time and they know we're having a hard time because kids really know when we do, and you've done the thing in front of them and they've seen you get a hold of your emotions. They know you're capable of dealing with this and handling it. They think that they can probably deal with this and handle it too. Give them that opportunity. And when they come back, tell them, I'm so proud of you. That is great. Again, you're expressing affection verbally. I think that's amazing. You are really learning self control. That is really good. And I'm so glad you're back with us. And then do something special. I don't mean, go to Chuck E. Cheese for 3 hours. Even if it's as simple as sit down with milk and cookies and it's 15 minutes before lunch and I mean, do something special for a few minutes to acknowledge their great success in dealing with their own emotional state and coming back into the family in better shape and able to be there in their best self that day. Okay, that's one suggestion. Here's another suggestion. You can say to them, your terrible attitude has negatively affected every single person in the family today. We were going to go to the park. We were going to go to the movies. And look how you've been acting. All day you've thrown everything off whack. You're acknowledge, you're acknowledging to them verbally that what they've been doing and the way they've been acting has been harmful. You're not yelling and screaming. You're not expressing frustration in an unkind manner. Affection really is about acknowledging to someone else what they did and the results of that. That is a great kindness. Letting someone keep going and going and going in junky behavior and never say anything, yeah, that's not affection or kindness. That's not an illustration of care. That's an illustration of unconcern. So to verbalize them to them what happened and say, you are responsible for this because your lousy attitude has affected every single one of us. I just want you to know what your behavior did today. They might cry. They might get mad. If depending on what they've heard in their lifetime or other things that have happened around them, they might do the blame game. Well, if my brother would have, or my sister didn't, or if you would have, and you can just really kindly acknowledge to them, yes, maybe your brother did do that. Maybe your sister did do that. But your emotions are your responsibility. If they've never heard that before, or if you have never heard that before, it's a very vital thing for them to understand. Do you know what? You cannot make me mad. If I have a temper and you do things in front of me that bring anger out of me, your behavior influenced me, but you did not make me mad. I became angry when you yelled at me, hit me, broke my toy. But you did not make me mad. I became angry. When a child understands their responsibility and their part in their emotional responses and in their emotional state, that is affection from you because you are acknowledging them as an emotional person, not just what we're going to classify as good emotions, but also negative or bad emotions. I want you to understand something really important. Emotions actually are not good or bad. The actions that follow the emotions might be, but the emotions themselves actually aren't. We can be angry without doing wrong things, without saying hateful things. You literally, as a parent, let me give you permission today, if nobody ever has, can acknowledge your emotions to your child. You can say, I am really angry right now, or I am super frustrated about this. That is okay. What you cannot do is say, you made me angry. You frustrated me. You. That is blame and not taking responsibility for your own emotional state. But when you acknowledge, I am angry, I am frustrated, you might even say, I'm not kidding you, I'm giving you permission again. out loud, I just about feel like slapping you across the room. But here's probably the most important statement of your life. I know better, and I am not going to do everything I feel or everything that runs across my mind when I feel like this. Then your child understands. When I feel angry, when I feel upset, when I feel frustrated, I might have things run across my mind, but I don't have to do everything I think or feel. Very empowering, okay? And so it is really acceptable, appropriate to express your emotions verbally, but with control, and to acknowledge to your child, I understand that you feel whatever, but it is not an excuse to act badly. The acknowledgement and respect of another person's emotions is a great expression of affection to your child. Okay, here's my challenge for you today. I would like you to ask yourself, in what areas do I express myself well about my emotional state? Hey, I'm having a really good day and I'm super happy about that. And in what ways do I express myself poorly about my emotional state? I have a hard time owning up to being angry. I tend to take my anger or my frustration and blame it on the other guy because you made me angry. You made me frustrated. Where are you in expressing your emotional state? Because where you are in expressing yours will have a huge effect on how you are doing at parenting your child in expressing his or her emotional state. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.